Imagine this. Two robbers are holding hostages inside a bank. You're the FBI negotiator on the phone. One of the robbers is getting agitated, ready to do something drastic. What do you say? Do you get tough? Do you offer them half of what they want? Former FBI lead hostage negotiator Chris Voss faced this exact situation, and his counterintuitive approach didn't just save lives, it revealed a powerful secret about human interaction that works everywhere, from the boardroom to the dinner table. This is the core of Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. The book throws out the old-school idea of rational, win-win negotiation and replaces it with a set of powerful, emotionally intelligent tools. The big idea is that splitting the difference is a lazy compromise that leaves money and opportunity on the table. Instead, Voss teaches us three game-changing principles. First, mastering tactical empathy to understand the person across the table. Second, learning to love the word no. And third, bending your counterpart's reality to see things your way. So, let's start with tactical empathy. This isn't about being nice or agreeing with them. It's about understanding their feelings and perspective to gain influence. Voss gives us some killer tools. One is called mirroring. It's as simple as repeating the last three words or the critical 1 to 3 words your counterpart just said. It sounds almost too simple, but it's an unconscious trigger that makes the other person feel heard and encourages them to elaborate. Another tool is labeling. You validate their emotion by saying something like, "It seems like you're feeling frustrated about the timeline," or "It sounds like you're hesitant to commit." This diffuses negative emotions and builds rapport fast. The goal is to get them to say, "That's right." That's the moment you know they feel truly understood. Next is a radical idea. You should actively try to get the other person to say no. We're all conditioned to chase a yes, but Voss argues that pushing for yes makes people defensive. They feel cornered. A no, on the other hand, makes them feel safe and in control. No isn't the end of the negotiation, it's the beginning. It allows them to relax, think clearly, and clarify what they don't want, which opens the door to figuring out what they do want. You can even trigger a no on purpose with a question like, "Is it ridiculous an idea to suggest we try a different approach?" It gives them an easy out and makes you seem more reasonable. Finally, let's talk about bending their reality. This isn't about manipulation. It's about shaping the context of the conversation. A key tool here is the calibrated question. These are open-ended questions that start with how or what. Instead of saying, "We can't meet that deadline," you ask, "How are we supposed to achieve that with the current resources?" This forces them to step into your shoes and help solve your problem. You're not saying no, you're asking for their help. You also learn to set anchors by dropping an extreme number first to make your real offer seem reasonable, and to leverage loss aversion, the fact that people are more motivated to avoid a loss than to achieve an equivalent gain. Frame your proposal in terms of what they stand to lose if they don't agree. So, to wrap it up, Never Split the Difference is a masterclass in emotional intelligence disguised as a negotiation guide. The key insight is that people are driven by emotions, not logic. By using tools like mirroring and labeling, embracing the power of no, and framing the conversation with calibrated questions, you can navigate any discussion more effectively. The key takeaway is this: he who has learned to disagree without being disagreeable has discovered the most valuable secret of negotiation. If this approach to human dynamics fascinates you, you might also enjoy Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini, or you could explore the classic text it often argues against, Getting to Yes.